Hey everyone, it's Nick again. We are talking more Halloween Kills. This movie comes out in about 8 months from now. Every day I get a little more excited. I hope you guys are excited too. I think this movie's going to be awesome. But today what I want to do is I want to talk about which of the main returning characters and new characters that are coming back from 78 I think are going to die. So I'm just going to run down the list a little bit and give my thoughts on whether or not I think they're going to die. So we're going to start right at the top with Laurie Strode. She's not going to die in this movie. Whether she should die, it's open for debate. You guys know my thoughts on that. I'm not going to hash that out again because I got a lot of hate last time when I made my thoughts. Not that I care. But I don't think she's going to die in this movie. I do think she's going to die in Halloween Ends. That's a different story. But as far as this movie goes, most likely she's going to be taken to the hospital, and then there's going to be a final confrontation at the hospital at some point. So Laurie is going to survive this movie. Moving right along to Karen. Will she die? Maybe. Maybe. I could see a scenario where she lives, and I could see a scenario where she dies. I think if I had to put money on it, that they're not going to have the balls to kill her off, but I think it would be a good idea if they did. I don't have an issue with Judy Greer. Karen's character wasn't that likable. What I think is going to happen, probably, is they're going to make her very likable. You know, now she believes her mom. Everything she was raised on it turned out to be true. They're going to make her very likable, and then they'll kill her off, and that'll add stakes. It actually might not be a bad way to end this movie. I have another idea on how this movie's going to end, which I'll get into. But killing off Karen at the end would really raise the stakes for Allison and Laurie. So, like I said, I don't think they'll do it, but I think it'd be kind of cool if she died. Speaking of Allison, she's not going to die either. I think she's pretty safe for probably both movies, whether they're passing the torch or just, ending the series after Halloween Ends. Who knows what's going to happen, but Allison, I think she's safe. She's certainly not going to die in Halloween Kills. Now let's get to some of the characters that are returning from 1978. Let's start with Lonnie Alam. I think this is the easy one. I've made a video about this before. He's going to get fucking killed. He was obviously a kid, but he was a bully in the original 1978. There's the flashback, obviously, that they're filming from 1978 where Lonnie has a little bit of a run-in with the Shape. I think he's going to die. I think he's going to die a brutal fucking death, and I think it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to see him die. So I think that's probably the one sure thing out of all these characters is Lonnie, sorry, you're gone, man. Next is Tommy Doyle. No, they're not going to kill him off. Why bring him back, show everything he went through, get Anthony Michael Hall just to kill him? Not going to happen. He may end up being one of the heroes of this movie, but he's certainly not going to die. Next, Lindsay Wallace. I think she is going to die. That would be kind of ballsy on their point too. You got Kyle Richards, the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills or some shit. I think she's gonna die. Whether she dies saving Tommy or whatever, I don't really have any thoughts on that. But I think Michael will kill her because there's gonna be a lot of deaths in this movie. Obviously, the title Halloween Kills, I think, foretells that. But I think it's safe to say Lindsay's going to die. She's not as important. She's not as integral to the story. Wasn't as integral to the 1978 story as Tommy Doyle, even though all the kills basically took place in her home. And Annie was obviously babysitting her. The final confrontation before Laurie ran over back to the Wallace house was, at Lindsay's home. But she wasn't as integral to the story as Tommy. So I think raising the stakes once again, they're going to introduce some characters only to have Michael kill them, and I think she, besides Lonnie, is a prime suspect. A couple more. Marion Chambers. She is another maybe for me. We've talked about this before, where she is kind of the voice into Loomis before he passed away, and what Loomis thought after 78, because we don't know that. Remember, Halloween 2, 3, well, 3 obviously, Halloween 2, 4, 6, all that shit doesn't exist. So we have no idea what Loomis was up to after this night in 1978, which as far as we know, ended with him shooting Michael 6 times and looking over the balcony. So Marion's going to be our thoughts into Loomis. Whether or not she survives or not, I could go either way. I don't really think it matters as long as we get some of the exposition of what Loomis was going through after 78. So put me down in a maybe camp for her. And finally, we have Charles Cyphers as Sheriff Brackett. I personally think he's going to die, and I think he's going to die sacrificing himself to save Lori. I think, or at least I'm hoping, that there's some great dialogue between Brackett and Lori in the hospital. It's not confirmed, but we can pretty much speculate with certainty that Brackett's going to be a security guard at the hospital. Lori's going to be taken into the hospital, and hopefully him and Lori have some dialogue. Hopefully it revolves a little bit around the death of Annie. But I think Brackett's going to sacrifice himself in kind of a blaze of glory to save Lori or buy Lori some time to escape the hospital. This is for my daughter, blah, 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 and he'll get some good licks in on Michael, which we'll want to see. But in the end, Michael will kill him. So let me know who you think is going to die, who you think is going to survive. Let me know in the comments. I want to get some great conversation going. Thanks for watching.